high side right now. We also had it, we didn't cover this one because we missed it. Expedia, ciao, where's those vacations? I need to take one, but Expedia, nice move to the downside right there. That's gone. Yeah, we also have Lyft. I'm just going to quickly go. Derek's going to give us the numbers in a minute. I just want to show you some of these moves. Bye-bye Lyft. So there goes Lyft to the upside as well. So a couple names there. The Trade Desk upside, Lyft upside, Expedia, Dara, downside. So right there, couple bangs and a fail. So those are the three so far. Which one do you want to tell everybody about?
I'll start with Lyft because I just have that up right now on my Benzinga. Gross bookings, $4.2 billion. That is up 13% year over year. Revenue, $1.5 billion, up 14% year over year. And that's actually above estimates that I'm seeing here.
See what TTD is going to do.
Income here of $2.6 million per share compared to
A pretty big spike up.
$31.5 billion last year. So nice year over year increase. I'm trying to see what we have for EPS. I'm not seeing EPS right now, but yeah, generally good report here from Lyft. Let's go over TTG. Trade Desk here. I am seeing currently GAAP earnings of 33 cents per share.
Ooh.
That is above estimates of 25 cents. Revenue, $616 million, above estimates of $575.3 million. Let's take a look at Expedia because that one is expediting itself to the downside, taking a trip lower. Q1 earnings at 40 cents per share, above estimates of 29. Sales 2.99 billion, below estimates of 3.01 billion. So that would be a miss on sales and a beat on EPS. Take a look at any of these others. Many earnings.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff coming up. Like Dropbox coming out. Lyft has been huge right there. It's nice move. Expedia, nice move down. And daily chart for Expedia. It's been trading well. So Expedia has made a nice little pop. They're at 170, but now down into 160 right there for Expedia is where we're looking for it on the daily. But there's the move we're looking for there. DBX, I just teased with Dropbox. I want to thank everybody for staying. I've got the chat open, so as more names come out, man, I'll be in there to let's go there. What's up to everybody that's there? Pelican, Tia, hope you're having a good time watching the show right now. So there it goes. Look at Dropbox. Bye-bye to Dropbox, but not too bad. Right there we go from trading to over here to the desk, and there it is. Nice move to the downside there for Dropbox. As we watch out for some of these cloud names going through, it's Coinbase's world, and what is going on? They're coming out very, very soon. I just heard it in my ear. I don't see them out yet, but that's a nice move, right? 206 right now up to 208. We're expecting a little bit more than that. We're expecting a move here for Coinbase, and we have them written down at 410. So if they come early, they do. But right now, 6.5% is the expected move. So at 200, you think that you get to maybe 220 or so, but we'll see what happens with Coinbase. Not out yet. Affirm possibly out. Nice pop there for Affirm. The number that we're looking for on Affirm right now is EPS of minus 8 cents. So still not going to make money. If they did, great. Looking for an implied move of 12%, but there goes Affirm from $54 up to $58. Let's just check what it looks like on a daily chart. They're all the way up here. Wow, what a great dip buy that was with a Robinhood, with a SoFi. Affirm, a new finance, making the move to the upside right now and pulling back just a little bit there. So what do we? Oh, now Affirm going red. All right, you're not going to get this action in one spot where you just see Affirm all the way up there, and now you see Affirm all the way down here. Adara, what just turned this? Anything that you're coming up with?
Yeah, I have. Here's the thing. Affirm's one of those ones where you have to go on their website to find the report.
Oh.
And so, yeah, they do not have the link up, so I don't know why they sent it to their website. I'm sorry, I don't have Affirm yet. It is out. And if their website would like to cooperate with me, we'll give you guys those numbers post haste. What else are we getting here?
Pinterest is out.
Pinterest out. Let's go over PINS.
Ooh, nice move higher.
And Pinterest moving up here. Okay, revenue. $855 million, up 16% year over year. I was seeing estimates of 846.1 million. As of right now, it looks like a beat. Global monthly active users up 10% year over year to 570 million. GAAP net income $9 million. Adjusted EBITDA 172.
Interested to see what this one does at 1364. If it pops down to 1364 and opens up for an entry, we might get in on that one. I have my hotkey set to where I just buy 10. I need to change that real quick since this one is only 13, or I might just trade it with 10. We'll see. It might make a move before that. What did I say? 1365. Yeah, 1365. Anywhere between 1371 and 1365. Would like to see it pop down and then leave an entry. That is on lift.
Right now down more than 10% from its close. $5, you're down to 50. Now you're up to 51. So what was a great day for a firm today? A firm was up 7 or 8% during the day, but giving it back right now as a firm and turning red. So we're still waiting. Trust me, I mean, there is the best at this.
Where did TTD go? TTD. Where you at?
Example, we don't have right. So right now, HubSpot, a CRM name, downside right there. So now HubSpot.
Take a quick look at TTD. Yeah. All right.
The downside. Okay, just 1 second. 640 right there, right into here. So HubSpot, not really going too much. Is that a firm that you're talking about?
All right. Anywhere between here and that 1362. If it starts to make a move up and gives an entry, we'll get in for a little quick scalp. Not really looking to hold these long term.
Yeah, I would enjoy if they put their earnings on their website in more visually palatable way.
It's at 1370 right now.
$3 million in revenue. No, I was seeing estimates here of $783.1 million. That looks basically in line, but it is up on a year-over-year basis because last year for this quarter they reported $576 million.
See what it's going to do. I do want to take a look again at TTD. I feel like that might be a better trade, but this is right at that key area that I was looking at. All right, it's breaking through that, so we're going to look at TTD real quick. It's still going down, but it's making a better potential setup. Like if it comes down to the 1694 area and it starts to make a pop up, that'd be a potential play. It could make a pop up there. I would want to see it at least break over what 16. I mean 6616. If we did play that move. It's coming down to this area. See if it pops off this and makes a move up. I do have it on the 15 second. We're going to take a look at what the 1 minute looks like on both that one and lift. All right, lift. Now we got a lot better setup. All right. It is at that ceiling right there. Let's see. We might have missed that one. I would have much rather got in right there. But we just missed that one. Looking at TTD instead. Oh, man. Going back and forth at bad time. So TTD did take off at that area I was just talking about. Made it for at least a quick scalp. I mean, it has it ceiling right there above. So it would have been more of a scalp. I mean, if it breaks over that little ceiling right here, then we'll probably go ahead and get in it. And then lift made that move at that area when we was looking at this one. I need to put this other one on this other monitor, but since I got the live stream going, I can't really do that right now. All right, let's see what this is going to do. Not the best set. I would like to see the other one still being green. Then that would have been a good little area. This one's looking like it's wanting to go down now. See, TTD is still a possibility. It's just got to break over that one key area. I mean, it's got a couple cylinders right above that, but we can at least get in for a scalp if it can break over that. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like.
1.64 million expected. Wolf, I did put Wolfspeed earnings in the chat, and we'll go over them here too.
That Mara number was
One
what?
little thing that they had this on both bases. They had unexpected loss per share. Wolfspeed smaller than expected loss per share, 72 cents versus estimates of a 77-cent loss, so that would be a beat. Sales were not a beat, $185.4 million versus estimates of $194.13 million. People are asking about DraftKings. DraftKings was not supposed to come out until 4:15
Where's
p.m.
Coinbase?
Net was supposed to come also out. Yeah, I don't have DraftKings yet. Net, do I have them? No, I do not. Coinbase is late and they're still not here. But let's go over here. Soundhound. I know you mentioned Soundhound stock. I can go over the numbers. Soundhound.
Soundhound is getting crushed.
Record apparently first quarter revenue. It's up 151% year over year. They reported revenue of $29.1 million. And that revenue amount I have here is not correct, but I can't really see where the estimates yet. They're on my end anyway when I look at the estimates, but $29.1 million is what they reported. Up 151%.
Coinbase is showing a drop. Let's see how these earnings are going to turn out.
GAAP earnings here 31 cents per share. Again, not always some of these compared to estimates, but yeah, it's kind of a mixed look here for SOU, and that 151% year-over-year record Q1 revenue, not a bad look, but I need to see how these compare to estimates because right now I can't tell.
All right, down goes Mara to the level that we were at earlier today, this 1374, 1375 level. So I'm just actually going to go into a 5-minute chart right here. Look at Mara getting everything back today. So forget about Bitcoin 101,000 right now. Mara getting downside. Let's have a quick little look at what crypto's up to. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Right there, 5% in the last 24 hours, up $5 grand. 1014 right now for. There it is there, 1014 for Bitcoin. Watching that because we're doing it live, but there's Mara coming back in again. So, all right, Pinterest upside now. It was starting to head down a little bit early. Now Pinterest starting to go back upside. That's going to be a winner, right? Expedia was an early loser, trying to battle back again as well. Right here, 163 and change for Expedia. We still wait for Coinbase. All right, it looks like it is out. So there's Coinbase right now. We'll drop down to a 1-minute chart. We were looking at, again, a move of 12% or so expected. It looks like Coinbase now making the moves to the downside. A little surprising, right, considering the trading in Bitcoin over the last little while. We were thinking that maybe Coinbase, with the transaction volume and whatnot, could have picked up a little bit, but it's just dropping back in. Nothing to worry about. This is actually the 200 period moving average. So you're still above where we were yesterday, but Coinbase right now trying to give some back today. We did have a nice move, obviously, up to that 210. And if you're going to look at a daily chart on Coinbase, which it's right here, it needed to get above. That's 212, right? So if we can get above that 212 area, then the next stop would be the 50 period. The 200
Looks starting to set up a little better. Two deviations said it could possibly just bounce right here, back down to the downside. But if it can break, I would say this 1378 area, I'd be interested in looking for an entry.
Right there for Kane. But there it is, Coinbase coming back nicely. You just said DraftKings, Donkey Kong, right there now out. I saw Jameson say in the chat there, why would you ever want a firm when it's buy now, pay never? That's something I coined like back in 2020. Right there. So a firm still downside. You just said Net, so NetApp is now out.
Oh no,
sorry, Cloudflare. Sorry, Net. Yeah. So wow, Cloudflare. But we saw some good talk about some of the cloud names like. Azure
Coin does right here. You might be getting in on Coin.
Right now, Cloudflare taking a hit on this number downside, but again, everything's pretty good. You're just back in here into the 50 period moving average on the daily. All right, Adara. I mean, there's a lot of names that we've sort of covered. Is there one specifically that you want to give us the numbers on?
So I'm just trying to get. I have DraftKings. I have.
Oh, yeah, DraftKings.
Do I have Coin? I do not have Coin. Let's start. I'm seeing a couple people saying that Coin is out on X, but more people are saying it's not. So
earnings report's still not out.
I don't want to give you guys any numbers, which is not why I'm waiting on giving the numbers. Right now, I can give you guys DraftKings.
Oh, Rocket Lab getting killed.
DraftKings was a double miss, though. So DraftKings, 12 cents earnings versus 22 cents expected per share. Sales, 1.41 billion versus 1.44 billion expected. Double miss here for DKNG. What about, you said RKLB?
Yeah, it's out. It's tanking. Rocket Lab. So there goes Rocket Lab. A nice move down into $21, giving everything back again today. I'm actually going to zoom out because this 1-minute chart is great, but not giving us a crazy idea. For Rocket Lab, we could see some bouncing right around here, 2250 or so. That was where we really consolidated early before taking off into the close. Someone thought they were going to have a good report. It got run up into the close. There's the hit rate back down. And then, you know, just to give some sort of a look on this, we're just right back to here. This is not the end of the world for Rocket Lab, but it is a downside play. And if you're on the options there, then you're down about $1 right now on RKLB. DraftKings lowered. I don't know if you just said this, Adair. You probably did.
I did just go over those numbers.
Yeah, so they lowered their guidance. So that's going to be a problem, but they are battling back. So I think that low tick down there to 30. Okay, now we do have Coinbase. So that low tick down there on DKNG, probably an algo that reads lower guidance. Now it gets bought back up on decent sales numbers. Okay, so Coinbase is now out, which makes sense because now we're back in to those lows again of $200. I see the shareholder letter that's been released.
And it won't let me open the letter. So that would be allegedly where we have earnings. I click on the letter, and it says site does not work. And I'm like, well, okay.
You know, it's probably getting blasted. Just keep clicking it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep trying to refresh this. But yeah, so we can go over
all right, we can go over
RKLB if you guys want,
sure.
though. So RKLB beating here on both metrics. Apparently, according to their CEO, Sir Peter Beck is his name, they said that actually the sales are near record, and they're up significantly year over year. Smaller than expected loss per share, 12 cents versus 13 expected, so that would be a beat. Sales, 122.57 million versus 121.38 million. On both of these metrics, they beat by literally a hair. What about Cloudflare? Let's take a look at Cloudflare.
People say it's green now.
Cloudflare is like kind of flat. So they had revenue up 27% year over year, 479.1 million for the quarter. I'm seeing estimates of 468.74 million. It looks like they might have beat, but again, I always say these estimates do vary. GAAP loss from operations here, $53.2 million. Looks like we were expecting profit per share, so we have to wait and find what happens. GAAP, we did profit, GAAP gross profit of $363.5 million. I want to see the final numbers here because there's a lot in this report, and I want to make sure we're digesting it properly. Coinbase, where are you at? Come on, Brian. Where is your thing? Why did I not click on this link? This is pretty arm weak right now, I gotta say here, because why can I not see this letter?
DraftKings trying to go green.
Keep looking here.
That's okay. Yeah, look, do your thing. I was just running over. Come over to me, Fabian. Thanks. Yeah, we'll just continue to watch this. So right now, DraftKings does have that move down. Now it's actually trying to turn positive right there on DraftKings. So I was actually also looking at Mara. They're having that little bounce back a little bit as well right now. Just noticing that today we had gold down. Look at that dump there on gold as Trump right around this time, around 11 o'clock, came out and was talking about the market a little bit. Must have, gold traders must not have liked that. Maybe dumping some gold into equities right now. Gold pulling back 2% today. KWeb, some of the big Chinese names, that got a little bit of a boost there on hope really, that there was going to be a deal coming through for China sometime soon. I don't think that's anywhere close. XLE today up 1.3%, but again, if you like energy, man, you got to like XLE trying to base out in there as well. US oil, I noticed, was up a little bit today, but again, if you like oil, you're at some crazy lows right now to try to pick something up. If there's going to be something about this world, and that is some sort of stability, then maybe oil gets back into play one more time. Okay, there now has official Coinbase earnings. So this could give us a little bit of a move. I'm going to go to a 1 minute chart as Adair is reading this. So we can all have a look. It's very choppy here in the after hours, Adair, with Coinbase.
Yeah, for the record, I'm still not seeing this on their official investor website. This is from a source that I trust on X, but they're still posting them here 24 cents per share for earnings, and then revenue here of 2.09 billion, missing estimates of 2.12 billion. That is the deal.
Didn't quite break over that.
Also, some people on X I was seeing were not.
Might have got in that one a little prematurely. I thought it broke over.
So I don't know about that, but a firm will go over again here because I know
It looks like it
not find their earnings
pretty much even up with the top of that candle wick.
A firm, 1 cent loss versus 3 cent loss expected, and as I said here, sales are basically in line. 783.13 million versus estimates of 783.03 million. Fencing accounts, this is a beat, I would say
1390, even though it's close to area, it would be a key area it would need to break over.
Is talking tariff because, of course. So basically, he is saying that as you get to bigger economies, there's going to be more work and it's going to take more time. But he thinks they'll get there for trade deals by July 8th. On which countries? I don't know. He hasn't said, but he thinks they're going to get there to some kind of trade deal of unspecified nature by July 8th. He thinks that baseline 10% tariff will stay. And if countries are in an open market, the best they're going to be able to do is 10%. But their goal for China is going to be de-escalating and bringing rates down. So I don't know. Here's how we're letting it. There are times where he'll say things and then Trump will say something that's exactly the opposite the next day. So I really want to keep that in mind. But regardless, Lutnick talking tariffs, I think it is worth noting here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where he gets July 8th from, but that's good. It's probably a Monday. Because you have July 4th and maybe the holiday, maybe Donald Trump. I have no idea.
We'll be calling everybody like over the weekend. Like, guys, we really need to
guys, again, make America great again. All right, so right there, bang for TTD. There goes the trade desk. I think this is the biggest winner and widely held name, right? I mean, market cap of over $30 billion.
Let this trend right there. It's making a little turn.
July 8th is the end of the 90-day pause.
Okay.
Thank you guys in the chat for telling me that.
Perfect.
Appreciate that.
That makes sense. All right, so yeah, that would be great. I mean, look, there is that 90-day pause still on, right? So hopefully there is some negotiations from now to then. We're already May, June, July. Actually, it's a little closer than I thought right there. But yeah, the trade desk continuing escalation here to the upside. What a beat-up name, man. They gapped there on that miss. And a warning, of course, as we all worried about search and ad revenues and things like that. But the trade desk right now making that move higher into, I mean, maybe they said
that one broke over. That would have been a good entry on that one.
You know what else just happened? DraftKings.
That would have been a much better setup and entry on TTD than we got in at on Lyft.
Chart here today. So I don't know what was going on down there, but we talked about how they had guided a little bit lower. I don't think people care too much about that for some reason because there goes DKNG ripping back there up to the upside. I'm just going to do a little bit of work here and just look for what DraftKings earnings were. Again, misses. So EPS of 12 cents, missing 22 cents. Sales also missing 141 versus 144. But then their FY sales guidance actually was a little bit higher. So, well, actually, no, their guidance was a little bit lower. I mean, I'm reading this right here on Benzinga, and I can't understand it. Well, they lowered their FY sales guidance, right? For FY
I plan on this one. If it does go up at 1390 is one area I'm going to be watching for. I'm hoping it can break that area. If it breaks that area, then I'm going to just keep holding for the upside. If it does go down, ultimately, I don't want to see it break through 1355, but 1360 would be probably the area I would be. Actually, if it breaks 1375, I'm probably going to be out, and then I'm going to be watching for it to possibly bounce off this 1363 or 1355 area. So we'll see what it does after it consolidates right here. I mean, obviously, ideally, it'd be nice if it comes up to this 1391 area and it can break through that.
The White House press secretary there, Carolyn Levitt, I heard you say each of these names probably like 100 times a day.
Yeah, and I think about them probably even more.
Yeah, and it's just like, no matter what happens, really, we already know who's in charge here. It's the big man. And until we actually get something from that, I'm not really sure what to think about all of this. But there goes south. Let's just check on the temperature of the NASDAQ. So it had to move down there. It's not really reflecting any of these earnings. So the NASDAQ's just kind of chilling out, which makes me think that NVIDIA's not having a day here.
It's announced a $750 million buyback.
Oh, that's probably ripping the stock.
Yeah.
LYFT. Okay, what was that? $750
million buyback announced by Lyft. Hopefully next year's zero didn't slip it. No, I'm joking.
No, yeah.
Legit. But $750 million buyback is a great look. And
It's got a couple cylinders right there. Smaller. The main one is still at 1390 area.
So many Fed speakers. Oh my gosh, they do not stop. At times there are going to be 3 talking at the same time. I'll definitely get some visuals and stuff prepared for you guys on X tomorrow ahead of that so we can prepare ourselves.
Should have just been watching TTD on this one.
They start at like 6:30 and they end at like 7:30 p.m.
That one had a much better setup earlier on right here. Much better setup right there.
Lutnick just ended his CNBC interview. That might be the end of Lutnick. But Lutnick here saying that they want 50% of chips to be made domestically.
Okay.
Keep an eye on that. Also here,
Potential play coming up on Coin. I don't think the earnings came out just yet, but it's getting to an area where it has a potential bounce right here.
They did announce a $750 million buyback program.
All right,
All right, this is at 1388. It's hitting at 1390.
Beat up as well. So again, if you're trying to diversify, I'm going to see it in a minute.
This is there. I need to see it break through. Need to see it break through and over that.
That we could look at. The trade desk looks to be the biggest winner. If we just look over some of these names,
If it can break through and go over that, then I think we got a potential to get up to this 1421 area.
Big names right now. So Mara downside here today, but this is just the open. Mara just getting everything back from today. Fine. Okay.
We try to.
AFRM, we'll look at that right there. Downside, not sure this one will be up tomorrow, but we did see some nice moves today. We saw Shopify, by the way, today go like this on earnings. So yesterday when you had Neil,
It is trying. It is
down
trying.
into $87, and it all looked pretty dead, and then it all of a sudden ripped back up. So I'm wondering if a firm will have something very, very similar to happen to it tomorrow. Wolf Speed that I had said wasn't really doing anything, then I was corrected. It was down about 10%. I mean, can we still say now it's not doing anything? It's down 20 cents right now, but I know it's only a $4 stock, so okay. Right there.
There's one thing I like about the meme coin trading is it's so fast. Yeah, you got to worry about rug pulls, and there is more risk in it, but it's fast. It's real fast, you know. And in a lot of ways, it does trade like stocks do, but just does it a lot faster.
Coinbase, puff pass. It looks like on that one. All right, Pinterest, another one right now.
Hopefully, this can break that 1390 area.
Back up to the upside right now.
If we can break that 1390 area, I would like to see it hit that 1420 area.
That's where the green is. We're at the 200 period.
It's at 1390. It's right there. Right there. It just needs to break it. See what the 1 minute looks like on it. 1 minute's looking good. 1 minute is looking good.
Another winner, lifting. Hopefully, we'll check out what's going on with Uber quickly there.
It's at 1395.
You got hit the last couple of days. I wonder what's up with that. I'm thinking about getting double tops, triple tops on Uber as well. So that's downside. Toast. Anybody's going to any restaurants lately? It's that sort of automatic where they put the food
Hitting that 14.
Yeah, I've seen some places.
Hopefully we can break through 14 too. 14 is a psychological area since it is a whole number.
Joe, if you're here, you may be familiar. Anybody in the industry there as well. We already looked at a little bit of Coinbase. That's downside already. Soundhound.
More about coin.
Yeah, okay, we can do coin in a second. Sound going to the downside right there as well. EKNG is surprising.
It's at 1404.
Looks like they missed everywhere, but DraftKings
Potentially watching this one to take out because 14 area, if it doesn't want to break through that, then it very well can come back down to this 1387 area and retest it. Wouldn't be ideal, but
to get out of here as well. It's Rocket Lab 2261. Right, give me some information on Coinbase.
So Coinbase, I read the earnings here off of X. The earnings that Benzig is going with are slightly different. So with Coinbase, always the EPS and adjusted EPS are going to be different. I had the EPS number previously. Here's the adjusted EPS, 194. That is missing estimates of 211 per share. Sales, 2.03 billion. I was initially saying 2.09 billion. But either way, they did still missed estimates of 2.12 billion. So at that point, it's kind of a shrug. Either way.
yeah, earlier I said coin was coming out to an area it could bounce off of. That was right here. And it did make a bounce. Should be looking at these instead of messing with lift. Just hoping lift would move a little bit faster once it got. Well, I don't know why I really expected it to move faster. It was consolidating for a while.
Okay, because we talked about toast, because we talked about a little bit of a restaurant. All right, let's just say you were going out today with a girlfriend or whoever was in town, maybe your sister or something like that, and you wanted to go out to a restaurant. All right, so this is what.
Depending on what it does here, we might be getting it out on this. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like on it.
Would this be as we dab ourselves out like Thai food or something?
Seafood.
Seafood, okay, we like that. And a seafood would be, what would be a dish?
Oh, I like shrimp. I like my shrimp.
Okay, we like the shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have the Red Lobster story.
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and take out on that one. We got 20 cents on the share on that one.
Took such advantage of the all-you-can-eat deal. They're not supposed to let you take things home, but we would basically over-order, hide the food, and then order. Yeah, we bankrupted.
It's not looking too bad. I do want to watch these other ones though that are moving. Well, this one's now consolidating. I want to watch coin.
I do want to thank everybody that was in the chat.
And I'm not going to be trading too much longer. Probably about
Little roll call because we do have to get out of
10
here.
more
Didn't
minutes.
forget to say shout out to Nimrod. Thank you so much again, right there for 10 live memberships. So you guys will automatically grab those. We want to thank you so much. This man's been super chatting all day, so we want to thank you so much for that. Yeah, go Leafs. You're darn right about that one. I've got Dungeons and Dragons tonight, chess, and baseball.
See if we get any fast movers on this.
10:30. tonight, so it should be a good one. But we love it, man. This kid life right there. What's up, Andrew? David Bryant is here. Alexander's here. Michael's here. TH Bears vs. Bulls. Thank you so much. Pepper Potts again. Go Leafs. You're right about that one. The philanthropist Baker as well. Anybody catching your eye here?
Never, always, ever. DDT Crypto FOMO. Just do it. Go to Nike. I don't know if you're a long Nike, but shout out to you. Just do it. Alessandro Pedre, Padre, Chris, Yummy Typhoon.
Big move on Zekian.
Marcus Stevenson Johnson and Bears vs. Bulls. Thank you to everything you do every single day. Support this community. Thank you to everybody who we named, everybody who we didn't name, and everyone who's just here watching and not even.
Yeah, TKO delivering a knockout punch a little bit right now. Show the WWE and everybody else. All right, thanks everybody. We're back here tomorrow at 8:30. Until then, we will see you then. Thank you, Derek.
See you soon. Bye. Thank you.
Might try for a quick pop off this lower band on the 2 deviation if it can make an entry. I mean, if it makes an entry right here, we might go ahead and get in. We are watching the 15-second.
The circuits of some future language model.
Alright, probably about to be getting off on here. We got some other work to be getting done. Yep. Alright, you guys have a good one. I am